Hello my beautiful friends and welcome back to our channel. My name is Beck. I am a professional mindset coach with a background as a medical doctor. I'm also the founder of the group coaching program Dare Darling. Dare Darling is a space for brilliant, successful women to come together and do the work on the mindsets, the normal human mindsets that are getting in their way of living the life that they truly deserve. Mindsets like perfectionism, imposter syndrome, and people pleasing that are completely normal on a successful person's part. But these are mindsets that we can decommission, interrupt, so that they stop getting in your way. So if you want to take your handbrakes off and put your foot on the accelerator so that you can change your life now, Dare Darling is the place for you. Through live coaching and video lessons, I'm going to teach you how to self-coach so that you can finally show up fully in your integrity in this life. Now, if you're somebody watching these videos, you might be like a lot of my clients in that you are somebody who struggles with rest. Not only who struggles actually to take the time to rest, but also struggles when you're actually executing on the rest. You don't find the rest restful in the way that you wanted it to be. And that feeds this vicious cycle of not wanting to rest because the rest isn't even feeling restful. And one of the things that can get in our way and go wrong here is the way that we think about what rest is. So at the moment, a lot of us think about rest simply as being idle. We simplify rest to doing nothing, being still. But the problem is, especially for people like you, if you're like my clients, is that we can be perfectly idle, still, and to the outside world look like we are doing nothing. But our minds can be racing and our bodies can be activated from those thoughts. You can be in the most relaxing, beautiful setting. You could be walking along the beach or in a float tank, and you could be having the most stressful experience. And if you've been following my work for a while, you can explain that with your understanding of the cognitive program. The cognitive program shows us that the way we feel, stressed or not stressed, to put it simply in this context, is not related to our situation primarily, but it's determined by our thoughts. So if you have a stressful perception of your environment, if your mind is offering you stressful thoughts that you're unsafe or that something bad is going to happen, for example, then it makes sense that your body would have a stress response at that time, even though it doesn't make sense looking at your environment, which is walking along that sweet beach or floating in your tank. So today I want to give you a new way to think about rest so we can stop simplifying rest, oversimplifying rest to this idea of being idle. And I'm borrowing this concept from something I heard on a podcast the other day, or perhaps an audiobook, where they talked about considering what gives deposits and what takes withdrawals. So I want you to think about, for your levels of energy in your life, the levels of fatigue or the sense of being energized that you have in your body at any time and in your mind at any time. I want you to think about what things deposit into that energy source and what things withdraw from it. So when it comes time to rest, when you recognize you need rest, when you ask this question, what would deposit into my energy tank right now and what would withdraw, then you might have more ideas about perhaps active things that you can do, going for a walk, exercising, talking to someone, socializing, non-idle things that are restful in the sense that they are rejuvenating. This is as opposed to when you're simplifying rest to just being idle, and you might miss some of those great options for yourself that might be way more rejuvenating, give way more deposits for you than being still. It's so common for my doctors who I coach to come home at the end of the day and be so exhausted that the only thing they can conceptualize as being not just useful but even possible at that moment is to collapse on the couch and watch TV, to try and distract themselves from what they're feeling in their body. But so often the problem with this is that because it's not actually making deposits, they feel like they need to be on the couch not just for 1 hour, but for 2, 3, 4 hours. Or they spend 1 hour on the couch, 2 hours on the couch, and they don't feel any better for it. And that's because it wasn't actually making any deposits. It wasn't actually helping to rejuvenate them. It was just keeping them still. If anything, it was just keeping them temporarily distracted from the way their body's feeling and what's actually going on with them. So try this question in your life today. Instead of just asking, what do I need to do to rest? Or how can I rest? How can I feel better? Ask this more specific question, this more prompting question that helps you think about other possibilities. What things are deposits for me in my energy bank right now, and what things are withdrawals? I hope you guys found this one useful. Let me know down below. Let me know if you're one of those people who has trouble in that rest cycle of feeling like you don't want to rest in the first place, and then finally you give yourself some time to rest and you don't feel rested afterwards, so you just feel like you've wasted time and that you don't want to rest again in the future. Let me know below if that sounds familiar, and if that's a problem for you, that is something that we can solve with coaching. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.